What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. So Xiaomi released three brand new phones today. We have the 12X, we have the 12 and the 12 Pro. Today I have here the Xiaomi 12X, which is the cheapest one out of the three. This device is also about $200 cheaper than the Samsung Galaxy S22, even though these two devices are pretty similar, and I feel that the Xiaomi 12X is the direct competition for the Samsung Galaxy S22. So in today's video we are going to be comparing the two and finding out which one is the better device and which one offers the best value for your money. So we are starting with the boxes. In the box of the Samsung Galaxy S22 you are not gonna find much. There is basically a cable in there for your device and that's about it. Where in the box of the Xiaomi 12X you're gonna find a case for your device, this so you don't have to spend extra to buy a case, and there is also a 67 watt fast charger. So the Xiaomi 12X supports 67 watt fast charging, where the Samsung Galaxy S22 supports 25 watt fast charging. But again, you're gonna have to buy a charger for your Samsung device if you wanna take advantage of those charging speeds. Now, charging from 0 to 100 is done about 25 minutes faster on the Xiaomi 12X when compared to the Samsung Galaxy S22. So the 12X is faster at charging. Now, inside the 12X, we also have a 4500 mAh battery, where inside the Samsung Galaxy S22, we have a 3700 mAh battery. Now, surprisingly enough, the S22 seems to get a bit more screen on time on one charge. So I was able to get almost 9 hours of screen on time on the S22, or on the Xiaomi 12X, I was able to get about 8 hours of screen on time. I've done the exact same test on both devices, so I had the screen set at the maximum brightness, and then I played videos for the duration of the battery. So I was able to get a bit more screen on time from the Samsung Galaxy S22 when compared to the Xiaomi 12X. Taking a closer look at both devices, well, out of the two, the Samsung Galaxy S22 is the somewhat smaller device. This one is also a bit lighter, so we have 168 grams versus 176 grams, so 8 grams heavier for the Xiaomi 12X. On the front of this one, we have a 6.28 inches AMOLED screen that has a 1080p resolution and a refresh rate of 120 Hz. I'm just gonna open display here and refresh rate. Where on the front of the Samsung Galaxy S22 we have a somewhat smaller screen, so 6.1 inches AMOLED screen with a 1080p resolution and once again 120 Hz refresh rate here as well. The peak brightness on the S22 is a bit higher than on the 12X, so we have 1300 nits versus 1100 nits, but you're only going to be able to notice that if you take the phones outside in direct sunlight and you have the screen brightness set on auto. Other than that, you're not actually going to be able to take advantage of that peak brightness, not to mention that if you do keep the screen at that peak brightness, you will use a lot of power. Both devices have in-screen fingerprint scanners as well. Now I can't really say that one works better than the other one. One of them is lower, so you kind of have to get used to pressing it in the right spot. And I feel they're both equally fast. I think it really depends how quick your finger touch is, if you're actually touching it in the right spot. So they do seem quite fast, both of them, so I can say that one has a better fingerprint scanner than the other one. So yes, both of them can unlock that way or by using face unlocking. Turning the devices around, well, now you can kind of see that the S22 is a bit smaller than the 12X. I think it's easier to see that from the back. Now, the backs here are made out of glass on both devices, or at least they feel like glass on their backs there, but both devices do feel quite premium. That was not something that I could say last year with the Samsung Galaxy S21. The camera systems on their backs are also a bit different. So we have the main cameras, we have ultra-wide cameras, and then on the back of the 12X we have what's called the telemacro camera. This is basically a macro lens, where on the back of the S22 we have a telephoto lens. So if you do take a lot of zoom pictures, maybe the S22 may be the better choice for you, but if you do like taking a lot of macro pictures, the 12X may be the better choice in that situation. Now, I've also done a camera comparison video between the 12X, the Samsung Galaxy S22 and my iPhone 13, and I've included a bunch of pictures and videos in that video. So if you wanna get a better feel what the cameras on the back of the 12X can do when compared to the cameras on the Samsung Galaxy S22, I definitely recommend checking out that video, and I will leave a link to that in the video's description or the top right corner. So definitely check out that camera comparison if you want to see more examples of pictures and videos. The build quality is equally good on both devices, and even though the S22 seems to be the thicker device, it is actually a bit thinner, but you have to keep in mind that with the 12X we do get that curved screen and the back is also curved. With the S22 we don't have those curves on the back or on the front, so even though the S22 seems a bit thicker, it is actually a bit thinner than the 12X. But build quality, yes, they both look really good and they both feel just as premium. They both have dual speakers, so we have one speaker at the bottom on the S22 is on this side, on the 12X is on this side, and I feel that the S22 does get a bit louder, but with the 12X we actually get the better sound quality from those dual speakers. So one speaker at the bottom, one at the top. And next I want to show you a quick example just so you can hear how the sound from those speakers is. And as you've heard for yourself, the speakers inside the S22 are a bit louder, but the speakers on the 12X do sound fuller, so I kind of prefer the quality from the 12X, even though in some situations having the louder speakers may actually be more beneficial. Moving on to some specs. So with the Xiaomi 12X we have the Snapdragon 870, so not the latest CPU, and with the S22 it depends where you actually buy it. If you buy this in Europe you're gonna get the Exynos 2200, but if you do buy this in North America you're getting the latest Snapdragon CPU. This particular one, it's using the Exynos 2200. I also want to show you some benchmark results. So on the Geekbench 5, we get a multi-core score of about 3500 on the S22 and a multi-core score of 3200 on the Xiaomi 12X, and this is the Antutu benchmark score. So here we have a bigger difference, so 883,000 on the S22 and about 606,000 on the 12X. Now, even though this score is pretty big, like a big difference for these two scores, you're not actually gonna feel the difference when you're using the devices. I'm gonna show you that in just a bit. I want to exit this for a bit. I was gonna show you the reading and writing speeds for the internal storage and the RAM. So the S22 I have 128 gigs, where with the 12X I have the version that has 256 gigs of storage, but as I said they both have 8 gigs of RAM. So we do get faster RAM speeds on the 12X when compared to the Galaxy S22, but we do get higher reading speeds for the internal memory on the Galaxy S22. So overall pretty similar. So let me show you how it is when you're actually opening apps and scrolling up and down and stuff like that. Let me just reposition the camera. So I just want to show you some apps that I have on the front page here. We'll start with Facebook. So they kind of open the apps at the same time. Scrolling up and down, can't really tell the difference. And it's kind of the same for gaming, really. You're not gonna notice a difference. If we open the gallery apps, so not that big of a difference. The Play Store, kind of at the same time, really. So even though we do get a much higher score on the Antutu benchmark for the Galaxy S22, you're not gonna feel the difference. If this would have happened like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe then you would have felt a difference. But these days with those scores over 600,000, you will definitely not feel a difference in performance. So let's open those again. So as you've seen for yourself, when opening apps, closing apps and stuff like that, both devices perform quite the same. It almost seems like the 12X is a bit smoother in some situations as well. So yes, the S22 is the more powerful device, but realistically, if you're playing games, if you're opening regular day-to-day apps, you shouldn't actually notice a difference between the two for performance. Now, just in case you're wondering, you're gonna be able to watch Netflix in HD on both devices, and they both have NFC chips inside them, so you can make payments using Google Pay with the S22 and of course the 12X. What the S22 has extra is wireless charging and reverse wireless charging. With the Xiaomi 12X, we don't actually get wireless charging or reverse wireless charging, but the 12X, as I said at the beginning of this video, charges about 25 minutes faster than the Samsung Galaxy S22. So I guess you lose some, you win some. As it's been the case over the past few years, with Xiaomi devices you do get more value for your money. In this situation, the Xiaomi 12X is actually $200 cheaper than the Galaxy S22. And yes, the S22 is technically the more powerful device out of the two, but for day-to-day usage you're not gonna notice a difference. Even for games you're not gonna notice a difference between the 12X and the Galaxy S22. Certain aspects of the Xiaomi 12X are also better than on the Galaxy S22. We have faster charging, a bigger screen, a bigger battery, but then on the S22 you get the better cameras. So it depends what's important to you and how much money you wanna spend. But for its price, the Xiaomi 12X does offer a lot of value when compared to the Samsung Galaxy S22. Alright guys, hopefully this video was useful. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.